Welcome to the MEDSCI 201 Cardio-respiratory lab. The learning objective is to recognize and describe the histological features of arteries, arterioles, and veins. The learning outcomes are that students will be able to identify and understand different histological features of the blood vessels. Here are some concepts to remember. Arteries are elastic or muscular. Arteries are made up of all three tunics: tunica intima, media, and adventitia. Elastic arteries have increased levels of elastin in the tunica media compared to the muscular arteries. This is because the elastic artery's function is to hold blood during systole and recoil to push blood along during diastole. In the lungs, the pulmonary arteries follow bronchioles. This is because from the heart, the pulmonary arteries go to the hilum and branch alongside the bronchi. Now let's move on to arterioles. Arterioles are the smallest of muscular arteries. The greatest pressure drop in the whole circulatory system occurs at arterioles. Arterioles are characterized by 3 or fewer layers of smooth muscle in the tunica media. Bigger arterioles have an internal elastic lamina present, but the smaller ones do not. The wall thickness of an arteriole is also the approximate diameter of their lumen. This observation is unique to arterioles. Good job. Let's move on to veins. With veins, they are thin-walled and wide in diameter due to their lower pressure. While the 3 tunics are seen, they are all reduced in size compared to arteries. The greatest size difference is seen in the tunica media. After death, the veins do not hold their shape due to a loss in blood pressure. The veins are rarely ever circular in shape. Their lumens are often collapsed. Let's focus on the venules. There are 2 types of venules: postcapillary and muscular venules. Postcapillary venules are smaller in diameter and, as the name would suggest, are after capillaries. There is no smooth muscle in postcapillary venules, instead there are pericytes. Muscular venules are slightly larger and may have up to 2 layers of smooth muscle. Muscular venules and postcapillary venules have thin walls in comparison to their larger lumens. Now that we've gone over the information, let's test your knowledge. The next questions will require you to look at a histological slide and answer from the following options. You'll be given 10 seconds to initially view the slide and read some key staining features. You'll then be given 15 seconds to choose the best answer. After the time is finished, the answer will be revealed. Are you ready? Let's go. Question 1. What blood vessel is this? Elastin is stained black in this histology slide, and smooth muscle is stained brown. Is it A, an elastic artery, B, vein, C, muscular artery, or D, arteriole? The correct answer is C, muscular artery. This blood vessel has a very thick tunica media as seen by the large amount of brown staining smooth muscle. An IEL is present as seen with the black elastin, therefore it couldn't have been a vein. If the blood vessel was an elastic artery, there would be more elastin in the media. The lack of elastin in the media suggests it's a muscular artery. Finally, there are more than 3 layers of smooth muscle, therefore this blood vessel is not an arteriole, leaving the answer as muscular artery. Question 2. What blood vessels are these? Elastin is stained black in this histology slide. Smooth muscle is stained brown/grey. Is it A, arteriole and muscular venule, B, elastic artery and vein, C, muscular artery and postcapillary venule, or D, both arterioles? The correct answer is A, arteriole and muscular venule. The right vessel is an arteriole. This is identified by the few layers of smooth muscle. While difficult to see, there are definitely 3 or fewer layers, thus this is an arteriole and not an artery. The left vessel is a muscular venule. This is because of the layers of smooth muscle. Smooth muscle is not seen in postcapillary venules as they have pericytes. The size of this vessel compared to an arteriole shows that it is a vein. So it shows that it is a venule and not a vein. Question 3. What blood vessel is this zoomed in picture from? Elastin is stained dark purple in this slide. This picture has been highly magnified. Is it A, muscular artery, B, elastic artery, C, arteriole, or D, atherosclerosis? The correct answer is B, elastic artery. This is a zoomed in picture of the aorta. The aorta is an elastic artery that has lots of elastin in the tunica media. The tunica intima is also much thicker in this elastic artery compared to muscular arteries. Although it's difficult to differentiate the intima to the media, as while the IEL is present, it cannot be spotted amongst all of the elastin fibers. There is also smooth muscle in this image, and there are definitely more than 3 layers, not making this vessel an arteriole. Option D was a trick. Atherosclerosis is a disease where plaque builds up in the muscular arteries. Great job. Now let's draw. Pause the video on the next slide and read the instructions. In this drawing of an arteriole, you can see the features that define an arteriole. Features such as the thick wall relative to the lumen and the few layers of smooth muscle in the tunica media. These features will help us identify arterioles in histological slides. Pause the video on the next slide and read the instructions. In this drawing of muscular artery layers, you can see the thick tunica media with many layers of smooth muscle, a key observation in muscular arteries. There are only a few elastic fibers in this drawing, indicating a muscular artery as opposed to an elastic artery, which would have much more elastin. Pause the video on the next slide and read the instructions. In this drawing of the layers of an elastic artery, you can see the much higher presence of elastin fibers, most notably in the tunica media. This increase in elastic fibers is easily the most distinguishable feature for elastic arteries. In addition to that, we also see a thickened tunica intima with more elastin fibers in the subendothelial connective tissue layer of the intima. The elastin fibers here are running longitudinally as well as around the artery. Pause the video on the next slide and read the instructions. The major feature of venules are the size and the lack of an IEL. Both capillary and muscular venules do not have an IEL, but the muscular venules are bigger than the postcapillary venules. This drawing is a muscular venule due to the presence of smooth muscle. Remember that postcapillary venules do not have smooth muscle, they instead have pericytes. Pause the video on the next slide and read the instructions. Veins do not have an IEL. The tunica media has more than 3 layers of smooth muscle, but in comparison to other blood vessels, the tunica media of veins is much thinner. These features are seen due to the low pressure within the veins. These features are easily distinguishable and help to identify veins from other blood vessels in histological slides. Well done, you've reached the end of the video. Hopefully you're leaving this video with a better understanding of the anatomical features of blood vessels and also the ability to identify these features in histological slides to differentiate vessel types. Thank you for watching.